I guess first, thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. It's good to see you. I've seen some of you off and on in the off season, but hope to see you more regularly now. We are embarking on our second season together. 19 months into the job for me. A little less than that. I guess, Angelo, you about 18 months.
18, yeah.
18 months. BJ about 17 and a half.
17 and a half.
17 and 22 days. Last year, just to recap, we had a good group. They found some chemistry early amongst themselves. I think that really helped us jumpstart what I would say was a crucial season, not only to get my tenure started. So I think when you are trying to turn something around, you want to turn it as fast as possible to get momentum, but also for the fans in the city and everyone who really wants this program to do well. So now we go into the second season and there's more expectation. There's more, hopefully more buzz about what we're doing. I think we've had a good, not a great off season, but we've put in good work. We are a different team. I think get the fallacy of when you go year to year is that you have some pieces and then it all gets better. But I think each team is individual, and you can change one piece out of a team. It doesn't have to be a huge piece, and chemistry changes and playing time changes and everything changes. So this is a new team with new challenges and greater expectations. So we have to try to find a way to meet those expectations. I think that's what everybody wants, and hopefully exceed those. In my experience, you do that day by day. It's not something that happens overnight. It's what you do every single day. Our film session yesterday after our first scrimmage was we have to stack more good days. We're not stacking enough good days, and this group has the ability to be excellent. They have the ability to win this league. They have the ability to go to the NCAA tournament. They have the ability to win games in the NCAA tournament. But none of that is preordained, and none of that happens without going about the right process. So that's a lot of coach speak for you guys. You can quote any of that coach speak you want, and these guys can tell you the truth.
Questions for the guy on the left there. What is BJ to kind of take that next step? Obviously, he's got a lot of accolades in the preseason. I'm sure he did last year. What do you think is going to be the thing that kind of moves him to that next level this season?
Yeah, there's two things. One has to do with ball, and one doesn't. The first to do with ball is he has to understand that people are going to load up to him. He's going to be the beginning of every scouting report. He is a terrific not only scorer but playmaker. But those, and we've talked a lot about it recently. His moves have to be quicker. His decision making has to be a little quicker because the defense reacts to him more than they did this time last year. And then the second part of that is off the court or within the guts of our team. His leadership role has increased. He carries a lot of responsibility. To much is given, much is required, and I think he's taken that seriously. It's probably the first time he's been really challenged in this area in his career. So there's two things that he has to really focus in on, and I feel good about where he's at with those two aspects.
BJ, from your standpoint, obviously you got a big decision to make coming back and everything. What was the offseason like for you? And are you looking forward to stepping up to the challenge and being a leader and having all these defenses to beat down?
During the off season,
it was just a lot of stuff coming towards me that was just rushed and I was uncomfortable with. But I knew what the coach staff brung, and I knew the true love and everything they said to me was true. And I couldn't ask for a better staff. Like I said, the fans here are amazing. Everybody here is amazing. The campus here is amazing. And like I said again, the staff is great towards me, and especially my teammates like Jello and everybody. So just having that respect and that love for them is what's brought me back. So that was a big thing I'm big on, is just respect and love, man. That's what everybody here gave me. And this season I'm just looking forward to just carrying it on, and we was one step short last year. So I'm trying to achieve that last goal that I know we could have achieved last year and just bring it back to the city of Milwaukee like they deserve.
I don't know if you felt this way, but last year, the outsiders would say, oh man, Milwaukee snuck up. And I don't know if you buy into that or whatever, but this year is more like people are going to be coming for us. They know what we're about, what we're going to prove. Is that kind of your mentality?
Yeah, for sure. We whether we snuck up or not, that is what it is. But your last part of your statement is absolutely true. That people are, they want to get Milwaukee. I mean, we were not only we achieve things that people didn't expect, but we were unliked a little bit. So, and that's okay. That's if everybody likes you, you're probably not making many waves. So that's all right. I hope these guys understand that. We do talk about it. It might take us a couple times getting hit to realize, hey, can't roll in and expect to win. You've got to prepare, and you've got to over prepare because everybody else is.
BJ, what was your preparation look like as coach that year? The start of course with Scott before
Yeah, like he said, I gotta be quicker with my decisions, and that's what I've been trying to work on. Just trying to read what I see a little bit more faster, making my moves faster, like Coach said again. So I'm just trying to work day by day and just work with him, and then watch film, practice, and just see little things I could do better to get my teammates the ball and just make stuff easier on my side. The leadership, I feel like it's been going better than it has previous. I've been stepping up a little bit more, trying to keep some of the other distractions I got on the side and bring my team more involved and hold everybody accountable like I want them with me. So it's been getting 10 times better, I say. I mean, it's hard, but it's part of it.
You never have enough shooting on a team, and that's what the guy to your right brings to the table. What kind of year are you expecting for Angelo?
I expect a big year for Angelo. Every day I'm amazed. Angelo understands what we're doing better than anybody in our program, and he does everything. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. He does everything at full speed, and not only does he do it at full speed, but he does it with the knowledge that maybe I would bring to that full speed if I could go full speed. So his leadership, his experience, I think he has. Last year, Angelo came off of ankle surgery. He will say that that's not an excuse, but I think he also put a lot of pressure on himself. I feel like this year he has come in not only healthy, but with a kind of a carefree attitude. I think he had an amazing internship this summer, and he can see his life opening up. And I think some of those pressures that he felt last year have been unburdened from him, and I see a carefree spirit. And when you have that carefree spirit, you know what, the ball goes in a lot more, and the ball's going in a lot for Angelo right now.
How good does it feel just to be in the same place 2 years in a row?
It feels stable. That's definitely something that I've been chasing in my college career, is just stability. I was not one to want to jump around from place to place. I was always looking for a home. And unfortunately, the chips didn't fall that way. But I'm so grateful for the opportunity I have here in Milwaukee, it is genuinely a home away from home for me. I look at my teammates and my coaching staff as a core support system for me, away from my mother and my the rest of my family and things like that. So I'm just internally grateful for this opportunity, and I'm really excited for this year.
Angela was one of the returning bases on this team along with DJ. Just what do you tell the new guys on the team about the Panthers program and just how to handle these expectations coming forward this year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is not really to worry about outside noise. I think with the year we had last year, it's really easy for new guys to come in with that pressure, to exceed expectations and things like that. But as Coach Lundy said, I think it's just stacking good days. If we worry about you know, that day, let's have a good practice today. And then tomorrow, let's have a good practice. Let's stack on another good practice tomorrow. I think really good things are going to happen. Again, we have a very different team than last year. I know we have a lot of returning faces, but we brought in a lot of new guys. So we've had some challenges trying to maneuver through that space. But I think, with any good team, challenges are going to come. And I'm really excited for us to, hit walls and see if we can stand back up and continue to just try to break through. And, I'm really excited for the group we have.
Already have a lot of depth, a lot of quality pieces on your roster. Do you foresee your starting lineup varying like it did last year? Is it more stability with the neck? I understand early in the season there's probably going to be some changes, but do you see a solid rotation? You expect to play 10, 11 guys? And what do you look at with this roster?
Yeah. Yes. We're going to have some lineup changes. I think there's a lot of competition. Trying to figure out who can do what, who's an everyday guy, who can play certain roles. Angelo kind of hit on it. Yes, we do have a core group coming back. But there's a lot of new faces. We are there's just a lot of competition for spots, for playing time, and a lot of that has not been determined. So I would say, as much as we talked a lot last year, I love to have a starting lineup and like roll with it. I don't see that at this moment. No.
Coach, does having a core group back help with that chemistry? Because I know we talked about it last year about trying to find that chemistry with every piece thing, but is having these guys back help build that career?
The honest answer to that is every group is different, and the guys that are coming back had a really good chemistry. We added pieces, and I think it has taken time. There's been some butting of heads. We don't have one alpha. We got multiple alphas on this team, so they're trying to learn to coexist and work through things. That's an ongoing process. But when you have good players, that kind of happens. I think we have the ability to have really good chemistry. Sometimes friction causes traction, and we have had friction, but maybe not in a bad way.
And you can realize that it's a different team. So there's some friction there as well. But last year at this time, everyone was pretty much new coach. How different is it? How much maybe is it to have a second year to know what's expected?
Yeah, I mean, again, as coming back as a second year guy, when we go over things, like even yesterday, we had a practice where we went over a few things that were familiar from last year. So it's easier to communicate with coach when he's like, hey, I need this done. And you have a group of guys who are already familiar with, what's going on. And with that, we can help new guys get acclimated a bit. So it is easier in that aspect. But again, like we keep touching, like we do have new guys, and just trying to get everybody on the ship together is the goal day by day. guys have different ways of communicating with each other. There's different ways to, approach one another, but we're a work in progress, and it's a day by day process, and we're just going to continue to, attack that day by day. But as a second year guy, I can speak for man. I'm sure BJ feels the same. I am acclimated with coach, and being able to adjust quickly to changes and make adjustments quickly does come easier, since I've been a part of this team before. So that's just how I feel.
For sure. Just like everything Angela said, just gotta keep stacking good days, and like Coach always preaches, just get 1% better every day, and just don't think about the next day. Just think about the day that we have in our hands today, and just you can only control what you can control. So just try to get 1% better, like he always preaches.
What they won't tell you is that I tried to be cute with a lot of stuff we were doing, and we got smacked in a scrimmage, and now we're going back to being gritty and doing what we did, and they know what that looks like. So that's where we're at. Sorry. Man.
We haven't got any yet.
Yeah.
No, we got a joke yesterday, and we
What was the joke yesterday?
in film. Me and Zach talked about it this morning. You mentioned the big man on the other team. He looked like Shaggy, and you were like, Scooby Doo's on the baseline. And in a serious film session, I was very close to.
He did look like Shaggy. I'd say we
was
were being
very close to
outrun every
laughing.
time down the floor by Shaggy. So, maybe Scooby-Doo was on the other end or some snacks or something. I don't know.
There's some crazy highlights from the events you guys had last week. Put all three on the spot. Who's the best athlete on this team?
Myself.
I say either Markeith or probably Langston.
Not here.
Lyric too, but there's just the stuff that I've seen out of Langston is pretty amazing. I mean, Lyric is pretty athletic too, one of the most athletic players I've seen. But Keith and Langston they do some crazy stuff in practice sometimes.
Yeah, I think they all have their own different type of athleticism. Lyric, if you see him on a fast break, he seems like he can dunk from the free throw line. Langston is someone who feels like he can do a 360 in the paint with like guys around, and then obviously with Markeith, I think he probably has the most like vertical on the team. Like his athleticism is sort of freaky. I think he's like a cornerback. I think he's playing basketball. He picked up the wrong ball. He could be like the best cornerback in the country if you asked me. But I think they all have their own different athleticism, but all of them are insane, absolutely insane. So
How fun is it to play with guys like that? How much do you look forward to throwing a lob up there and knowing that somebody's going to go get it, even one of you guys?
I mean, it's pretty amazing. Just like Langston picks up a my spot, and you guys know what I did last year, crazy dunks, posterizer. So that's what Langston brings too. So I'm excited to see it, and everybody know what Keith does. So just be ready.
Part I was going to ask you, Langston's listed as guard on the roster. Is that on this print?
In his mind. I don't know. Where's Zills?
Getting the big guys in this game.
Yeah.
You got big guys that can space the floor. And
Yeah.
When you look at Langston, what do you anticipate? How do you anticipate kind of deploying him on the court? What do you think he can do for you?
Well, he can definitely stretch the floor. We are more skilled at those positions than we were last year. We don't have the shot blocking that we had, but it's kind of impossible. Yeah, it's rare. And we weren't a good defensive rebounding team last year. We led the league in defensive field goal percentage at 41%, but we were a poor defensive rebounding team. So if we had limited to one shot, we would have been really elite in the country defensively. But when you go after all those blocks, sometimes you're giving something up. So there's a give and take there, but those guys can stretch the floor. They can handle the ball. I think that's why I tried to do some cuter things coaching wise, and got away from some of what we were really good at in our identity. but we'll still use them. You know, Langston, really every time he shoots it, I think it's going in, and he can really shoot it from three. So can Faison. You know, Duffy's a little more like those guys last year. Simeon in his career is going to be able to really shoot it. So, you know, he is Langston. You know, sees himself as having those perimeter skills, being able to push it on the break. And I don't know that he is quite there yet because of his limited basketball experience. And he's got an amazing story. You know, he didn't play until college. So I think as he looks at his career, and he's going to have a long one, guard is probably accurate. Whether he's a guard at Milwaukee, it's debatable. Yeah.